by the organizing secretary of the PDP in Edo State, Okpebholo-Ifaluyi-Isibor, who is also the former Edo State Commissioner for Digital Economy, Science and Technology. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Charles. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Thank you.
First of all, what's your reaction to this story? You're clearly not convinced that a $250 million investment deal was signed by Governor Okpebholo.
Well, thank you again, Charles. First of all, let me apologize to Nigerians and also to the Edo people for the barrage of embarrassments that they've had to suffer in the hands of the Edo State government as presently constituted. It's been back-to-back, embarrassment and ridicule of the people. And I need to let Nigerians know.
Well, that's a general statement, because you haven't made any particular statement.
Well, yes, that's the general opinion of a majority of the Edo people. And we want Nigerians to know that Edo people really did not have a hand in this. Normally, they say a government is a reflection of the people. This is not a reflection of the Edo people. The Edo people are smart, exposed, and intelligent people. And many people would agree with me, like the majority of Edo people think, that the Edo State government, as presently constituted today, is not a reflection of the votes, the wishes, or aspirations of the people. And that is why we are seeing this continued ridicule and mockery of the Edo people, and we think enough is enough. Now to your question. There was really no $250 million investment deal. The governor and his aides actually went to Scotland for a vacation. And just in an attempt to impress the Edo people, they came up with that idea of let's make up something that looks like we went to actually work. I can tell you, matter of factly, that the government may not even have been aware of such a deal. Upon getting to Nigeria and getting to see how the Edo people had criticized his frivolous trips, then 2 or 3 days later, they came up with such an investment deal. And trust the Edo people, trust the smart people. They went to investigate. They realized that there was really no such deal.
How do you mean they went? Who went to investigate?
I mean, Edo people generally.
Yeah, but did the PDP investigate?
Oh, yes, we did. And we had independent Edo people go ahead to do their own investigations. I mean, it doesn't cost nothing to check how long a website has been created.
Yeah, but if somebody says they checked,
yes,
and comes up with their own assessment based on whatever colorations they have, you're the constituted opposition. Yes. Did you check?
Absolutely we did.
Right. Okay.
As a political party we did, and as individuals we did.
Right.
We called the number on the website of the so-called organization, and one lady from Ibadan or somewhere in the southwest was speaking to us. Is that an organization who has a capacity to give $250 million in investment? What were the terms and conditions? And it would amaze you that it's been several days after, not a comment has been made by the governor or his aides. Are they afraid to confront the Edo people? Are they afraid to tell us the truth? Because we can clearly see that this was just a fallacy, this was just a fraud. And I understand that he wants to make the people feel that he has the capacity to lead. I understand he wants to try to impress the people and impress the president, because the moment you give my governor the microphone, the next 2 minutes, he's talking about 2.5 million votes for Mr. President. And that is laughable, and that even annoys the people, because Edo State does not have 2.5 million registered voters with the PVC. So where does he get these figures from? And many people, even in government, are suggesting that there may be some external spiritual influence on Mr. Governor. And why do they say that? No. That is what we hear from even some of those in government circles. And they have reasons to say that. Edo State has 18 local government councils. In the last several months, the governor has sent over almost 40 names as commissioner nominees to the House of Assembly. Edo State will end up having the largest exco in Nigeria, in a state of just 18 local government councils.
Let me just focus. I mean, we'll come to some of these other things,
yes,
but let me just focus on that $250 million investment deal, which you say doesn't exist and has alarm bells ringing for the people of Edo State. The government may not have officially responded to you, but I mean, individually, they have said, I mean, journalists have made contact with them, including those from Arise, that your position is driven by politics, not facts.
Well, if the opposition is driven by politics, not facts, then show us the facts. Show the people the facts. Where was this deal really signed? What were the terms and conditions of this deal? Normally, when a subnational is signing a deal with an international partner or another nation, there are terms and conditions. Okay, as a state, this is what our involvement is going to be. We're going to bring 10%,
but
we're going to give them land.
The thing has been reported on sort of the Ministry of Information website and all the rest of it, which suggests that the national government has seen whatever it documents. You may not have seen it, but the national government has seen
But
it
shouldn't
and
it be
has
public?
put his imprimatur on it.
Well, it is.
I mean, you're saying it should be public. They have announced it. I mean,
well, we see, Governor Okpebholo supposedly should lead the Edo people, and if the Edo people are seeking for information, we have the rights, we have the imprimatur to have those information. So if the people are bereft of what government is talking about, then from whence comes these figures and these assertions that they're making?
Right.
Not a single aide of the governor or even the commissioner for information has come to address the Edo people on this burning issue.
Yeah, but what is it? I mean, let's concentrate on what you found out, because it is on the basis of what you found out that you're making these allegations.
Very well.
What is it that you found out about Euro-Africa CCI's capacity and track record that may be causing concern for you? Because I know the PDP has mentioned some of these things in the the sort of the public arena.
Well, shockingly, what has amazed most people is the fraud behind the Euro-Africa CCI.
The alleged fraud.
Well, that is, we believe very strongly that it was all fraud, because one, the email of such an organization, bounces back mails that are sent to it. Until 2 days ago, there was no real contact.
And that's supposed to be an organization that
has
is
the capacity to
invest $250 million, right? Are you sure you got the details right?
Yes, we did. And also an independent journalist also made these clarifications too, not just us as a party.
Right.
And if the phone number on your official website, in fact, that website has crashed as of today because it no longer exists, because they saw that the people were prying on what they were doing, and they knew that they had committed a blunder. It has been a catastrophe. Edo has become the laughingstock of the nation. We used to be the cynosure of all eyes. We had a government before now that we had quintessential scholars in government, but today we have more or less jokers who cannot even articulate programs or policies of the government.
Right. Well, let me just say that in keeping with the best principles of journalism, the government of Edo State have an absolute right of reply to these allegations that are being made by the Edo State PDP. So you have a right to come on this program and respond to the things that you're hearing at the moment. Please continue.
Charles, I can bet that nobody in Edo State will have the temerity to come on this show to give any assertions or clarity to this 250 million deal, because it does not exist. Then we saw a couple days later, some gentleman from somewhere made a video of himself, did some graphics with the pictures or videos that the governor had in Scotland, and he made a merchandise of the Edo people, made mockery of our senses. I mean, it is really sad and annoying that we've gotten to this level. We have become a global shame. People see me at the airport now and they offer their condolences as though somebody has died just because they know I'm from Edo State. My fellow commissioners, my former colleagues, they send me messages and they say, oh, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Imagine what Edo State has become. And I find it really sad. And I would think that His Excellency the Governor, I have enormous respect for the office of the Governor, but I think he would have to rejig his communication team. He would have to rejig his strategy to communicate with the Edo people that he's supposed to be.
So you have respect for the office of the governor,
Absolutely.
But not the particular governor
because
himself.
The man who is governor today, His Excellency Senator Mondo Okpebholo, did not get the imprimatur of the Edo people at the elections.
Right. But I mean,
the majority of Edo people think, and that's why they are very upset with the federal government, that the federal government imposed an individual to govern them, and that was not a reflection of their votes. And that is why the APC would certainly not get votes at the next general elections.
Right. Well, I mean, he may not be, because, I mean, you've made these suggestions in the past, the most charismatic or engaging personality. But that doesn't mean he's making up stories, does it?
it is clear that he's making up stories. If they were not stories, you would have expected that a government would have been able to have engaged with your opposition. If we have said you have lied, then show us some facts, show us some evidence.
Yeah, but they could say the same thing about you. They could say that if you are suggesting that with this particular deal, they are out of bounds and beyond the pale, the burden is upon you to prove that they've done something wrong.
That is exactly what we try to do.
And they say, prove it. Prove that. I mean, you're doubting them. Where is the evidence that you have that is doubting?
Well, Charles, it's easy. The only way we could prove is to interrogate the source where the $250 million allegedly was to come from, and we did. And it's a website that has a phone number of some stranger somewhere, a website whose email does not work, a website that was formed just about 6 months ago cannot for the life of me have the capacity to loan or to invest $250 million in any subnational. You know, so it was commonsensical for anybody to investigate that. And we were thinking that instead of making, you know, such a mess of the whole story, they could have told us that, well, the governor went for a vacation, he was away for 2 weeks, and he's back to the state. That would have made more sense to the people. That would have given the people some respect, but not to lie to them as though they don't matter. And it's clear that we don't matter to the Edo State governor, because the moment he's giving the microphone, he's talking about 2.5 million votes for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who majority of the Edo people think has the federal government has been a catastrophe. That's what we think. And I want to let the president know. One, Edo State does not have 2.5 million votes for you. We do not even have 2.5 million registered voters with PVCs. That's number one. When the governor comes to tell you those lies, let him know that you have been better informed. Number two, Governor Monday Okpebholo would have to de-escalate and reduce rising ethnic tensions in the state. It has never been this bad. We have unprecedented ethnocentric chauvinism in Edo State today, and people are getting even more divided. The anger is palpable, and we think that as the leader of the state, unfortunately so, he has a duty to calm frayed nerves and to do right by the Edo people. And number three, the president will have to call his daughter to order. Quite sadly, she made a desecration of the land yesterday. She made ridicule of our culture and made mockery of our tradition by coming to coronate a market leader in Edo State. We have never had an Iyaloja in Edo State. It's alien to the people, it's alien to the culture. Even when the Oba of Benin had admonished against it, they went ahead to do a coronation. We can't have two kings or two people with crowns in one kingdom. And we must call that to order, because there will be political consequences.
Right. Well, there's a lot that you're getting into there. Let me just return to the point of this discussion initially, which is that $250 million apparent deal that the governor signed. What are you going to do about all this if they don't respond to you, beyond sort of trying to make these allegations on television? How will you progress things from here?
A government is selected or elected to appropriate the resources of the people to their benefits. And a government is expected to be transparent and accountable to the people who truly own the power. The Edo people in a democracy ordinarily own the power, but as it were, I mean, like I said earlier, the government of today doesn't have the imprimatur of the people. So it is going to be normal with them not to respond to the criticism. It's going to be normal with them. It's an APC style. They are proud of what they should be ashamed of. A government should be ashamed of this. And a government that is responsible should be able to even create a story around it, just to make the people believe that we did the right thing. But there's nothing. They are bereft of any explanations. Our governor has 5 media aides. So you mean 5 people, 5 adults, and the Commissioner for Information could not think of a solution, could not think of a way to bail the governor out of this quagmire? It's a shame, and the Edo people are deeply embarrassed.
What about you and your sort of political party? Because I mean, you sat here a number of times during when you were challenging the election results. You went to court and all the rest of it, and you lost. Have you now recovered from the hangover of that defeat of the PDP's electoral challenge in the courts?
Well, the PDP was really not defeated. The Edo people on September 21st last year came out massively and voted for the PDP.
No, I'm talking about the verdict that was delivered.
Oh, yes. I'm just trying to give you a background that the PDP was not defeated, although we had to succumb to the rule of law that eventually gave authority to Mr. Monday Okpebholo of the APC.
So how have you been reacting to that giving of authority?
Well, as politicians, you enjoy government and you endure opposition. And that's what we're doing now. But we're refiring, we're regrouping, we're putting in new energy into our party. We're re-engineering the fabrics of opposition politics in Edo State. And we're hoping, too, that at the federal level, that the PDP at the national level will borrow from what we're doing in Edo State to hold government to account, to speak up and speak out on behalf of the Edo people. That is what politics should be
because
about.
on the national level, I mean, your party is still in the rut, isn't it?
Shamefully so. And we are hoping that there's a change, because Nigerians are losing hope with our style of politics. Nigerians are losing hope with the inability of the party at the national level to hold government to account. And I think there's a sense in which we would have to rearrange how we communicate to the Nigerian people, because the APC has failed on all fronts. So it is easy for us to put them on their toes and to show that we are a viable opposition to the Nigerian people. And I'm happy that other political parties are doing the bits. The ADC and the Labour Party, sadly, many of them do not appear to understand what's going on. But, Mr. Charles, there is no government that has been able to get away with what the Tinubu government has been able to get away with. We are seeing unprecedented hunger in Nigeria. There's an increase in infant mortality, increase in maternal mortality, a decrease in the gross happiness index of Nigerians. And shamefully, in less than, just before they were 2 years in office, they were campaigning for 2027. Have Nigerians become a defeated people? Have we now become a conquered people, where those that were selected or elected to lead do not see the people as the owners of the power? Have we now become so useless to these guys in government? And that is why I think the opposition party should do their job. And you see, Nigerians now are rising to the occasion. They're not waiting for opposition parties any longer. They're speaking for themselves, and they're speaking out and speaking loud.
Right.
And it is clear that this administration will clearly be a one-term administration.
Well, I mean, looking at your disgruntlement, not just with the ruling APC party, but with your own PDP at the national level, one might argue that it's almost like you sort of saw this well ahead of time, because you were never really a big supporter of your party on the national level. You were a supporter on the state level, but on the national level you were an obedient.
Yes, I was.
Are you still an obedient?
Well, I think that...
Or you become disobedient?
Not at all. You see, for me, it wasn't about not just political party loyalty, but loyalty to your conscience. What is better for Nigeria? What is better for the people? I'm in my early 40s, and I'm approaching the half time of my life, so to say. So would you allow those who are at the departure lounges of their lives to continue to destroy the economy, destroy it for our generation and those after us? So that was why many Nigerians, even those who were political, held the view that let us have a better candidate, who they saw in Peter Obi. Perhaps in 2027, we'll see different players pop up, and then Nigerians can now decide who they think will be better at the time. But I think we deserve better as a people. We deserve better as the most populous black African nation. Sadly, we have slipped from #1 position of highest foreign direct investments in Africa to #4. Our economy has slipped from #1 to #4. People generally now make mockery of Nigeria everywhere you find yourself.